MSUTV is on the air, bringing you the best student-produced educational, entertaining, and informative programming. Broadcasting out of Breckenridge Hall on the campus of Morehead State University, MSUTV is signing on.
Good evening and welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Don Young.
And I'm Nina Cottle. This is your news for September 20th, 2012. 6 months after a devastating tornado rocked West Liberty, the town's citizens have a new reason to celebrate. Hardy Breeding has more.
West Liberty's Freezer Fresh Dairy reopened on Thursday, September 13th after a 6-month hiatus due to damage done by the March 2nd tornado. Customers lined up in the rain to savor the food they've grown up on, as well as make it known that the business was missed by the community. The March storm lay waste to downtown West Liberty, killing 6 and injuring over 80, and many businesses that have called West Liberty their home for years were completely destroyed. NewsCenter caught up with Janet Franklin, the owner, as she shed some light on the reopening, as well as give some background information.
I've owned it for 25 years. I've been here for 40 years, but I've owned it for 25. I thought we would be busy, but not overwhelming like we have been. More than I expected, really. I was stocked up really good, but I happened to bring another truckload this morning. We were running out of supplies, so we didn't want to do that. So I called and they brought me another truckload this morning. The milk company, the bread company, and my food service people, so they've been good.
NewsCenter later spoke with Freezer Fresh employee Shirley Evans as she described the town's emotions following the tornado and the rebuilding process.
The destruction of not just our work, but everybody's homes. And it was just heartbreaking for everybody. It was unreal. We would talk to Janet. I talked to her right after it happened, and she was doubtful that she would. And I guess people just kept asking her until finally she decided to go ahead with rebuilding.
From West Liberty, reporting for NewsCenter, this is Hardy Breeding.
Morehead State University's Career Services will be hosting an event next week in Ada. NewsCenter's Adam Black has more on the story.
Need your resume critiqued? MSU's Career Services will be hosting their annual Resume Blitz on Tuesday, the 25th, and Wednesday, the 26th in Ada.
The Resume Blitz is an opportunity for students to get their resume critiqued. It's a drop-in basis. There's no appointment needed.
Megan Boone from Career Services says that students will be able to get their resumes looked at by prospective employers.
And we're actually bringing in employers both days so you can actually get real-world advice from an employer that looks at resumes on a regular basis.
Boone says she does not think students are prepared when they apply for jobs.
I'm afraid to say that most students we see for interviewing prep, come in here after they've had 4 or 5 interviews and haven't gotten the job offer, and they start feeling like it's something to do with themselves or their experiences, but it's not. It's just how they're marketing themselves or not marketing themselves.
Boone does have some tips for students who cannot make the Resume Blitz.
The tips I would give for resume preparation is that it's really important to have that resume logically oriented and easy to read, because most of the employers that we talk to say they only look at it for 15 or 20 seconds. So, no paragraphs on there. Try to have bulleted points as much as possible. Use what we call action verbs in your resume. And, Career Services, even if you can't make it to the Resume Blitz, we're here. That's one of the services we offer throughout the year. Schedule an appointment, sit down with someone to look at your resume.
Reporting for NewsCenter, Adam Black.
And we'll be right back after this.
All that we are is the result of what we have thought. The mind is everything. What we think, we become. I'm Tony Hobbs, host of MSPR's new show, Good Vibes. Each week, I'll be sifting through hours of material to bring you the best in adult alternative music. You can expect to hear from bands such as Coldplay, Mumford & Sons, The Kicks, and much more. Good Vibes, Mondays from 7 to 10 p.m. on Morehead State Public Radio.
Hungry and only have a short break? Come to ADUC. Come enjoy favorite restaurants such as Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, Pio, Croutons, and Asian Express. Get in and get out fast. Quick and yummy.
First thing.
Preparing for an internship can be stressful. Some students and advisors took some time to give advice. Brianna Perry has more on the story.
By doing an internship, students gain experience, knowledge, and so much more for their potential career.
For some students, an internship can be pretty essential, particularly in a discipline where there might not be a position attached to a major. In the humanities, for example, if a student is willing to internship perhaps at a publishing house, maybe at a bookstore, possibly at a TV or radio station, they can really get a true sense of what the job is like, how they can apply the skills that they learn in the classroom in their major, and then they can also have a leg up in the job market because they're able to demonstrate for an employer that they already have some very basic ground level kinds of experience.
I would say just keep an open mind. You'll learn from it. It's a good experience. I learned how to deal with like elderly patients, like geriatrics and things like that.
Students should hope to gain some real hands-on experience in the profession. We can talk, that is, we professors can talk all we want to in the classroom about our disciplines, but we all know that much of the training for any kind of a career profession takes place on the job. One learns the ins and outs of not only a profession, but also the ins and outs of how a particular office or organization works specifically. So students get a real sense, I think, of what a profession's like and also how to work with other people. They take perhaps 9 months to a year and really do some research and scout out some possibilities. It may well be that someone is going to be hiring an employee anyway, and why not get paid for learning what an entry-level employee is going to do anyway, and also at the same point help yourself in paying for your education as you go along.
Reporting for NewsCenter, I am Brianna Perry.
To get started with your internship, visit your academic advisor for more information. And now to Haley Murphy with weather.
Thanks for watching NewsCenter. I'm Haley Murphy. Right now we'll take a quick look at your weather. As you can see, currently in Moorhead, it's around 75 degrees outside and sunny overall. The day started off a little cool, but it's managed to brighten up and become a pretty warm day for almost the beginning of fall. Take a look at your record temperatures. As you can see, in 1940, a high of 96 degrees, and in 1896, going way back, a low of 40 degrees. And we definitely saw that 40 degrees this morning when you woke up to frost on your cars. Take a look at your map across the state. As you can see, not too much going on. A little bit of showers might be moving down from the north. We'll see a little bit of those moving more this weekend as a cold front comes in, but it should stay clear throughout today, and we might just see a little bit of scattered storms tomorrow night. Take a look at your temperatures across the state. As you can see, around 74 near London, 74 in Jackson, 76 in Ashland, and 75 in Lexington. Towards the western part of the state, you can see around 78 degrees near Bowling Green, so definitely warming up down there. 77 in Louisville, 73 in Frankfort, and 74 in Covington. So overall, a pretty nice day across the Bluegrass. Warmer temperatures, as you can see, but they'll definitely be cooling down as we head into the weekend and early into next week. Definitely be prepared for some frost on your cars in the mornings, but warming up as the afternoons go on. And we'll take it now to NewsCenter Notices with Nina.
Welcome to NewsCenter Notices. With us today we have Officer Jim Stamper. Jim Stamper is a police officer here at MSU. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. So can you take us through like a day-to-day life of what you do here at Moorhead?
Well, we do quite a bit. Of course, our number one priority is to keep the campus safe for our faculty, staff, students. We do a lot of patrol. You know, we want people to see us out there on the streets patrolling. You'll see us in our vehicles or see us in the one of our bicycle police, you know. So we try to do high-intensity patrol, be seen. You may see us on foot in some of the classrooms. You may see us in the dormitories. We kind of operate under the old adage of an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So, you know, we place high priority on prevention, so that's what we do.
Okay. What would you say are the top campus safety concerns here?
Well, our campus is really a safe campus. Every time you walk outside at MSU, you're going to see a policeman. But some of the things that really kind of frustrate me are the kids will they'll leave their expensive property in their vehicles and they won't lock it up. You know, a laptop's pretty expensive, and these iPhones, they're pretty expensive. And to just leave them laying in the front seat of their car and walk off, you know, they need to keep those things secured somewhere else. Don't leave them in their car, but they need to keep their car locked at all times too. And the dormitories, the same thing. They leave the dorm rooms open. We try to, you know, go in and talk to them about keeping their dorm room secured. It only takes, you know, a minute for somebody to walk in your dorm room, and all of a sudden your laptop's gone, your iPhone's gone, your money and other valuables are gone. So we like for the kids to try to keep their dorms rooms secure, and they'll see us in the dorms quite a bit, you know, talking to them and those kind of things. Other security concerns, you know, we like for the kids to walk in pairs. Don't be out walking around by yourself, you know, late at night. And I guess some of the other concerns we have, of course, are drinking and driving, those kind of things. We're a small campus. We try to enforce the traffic and keep the speed down on campus. Kids tend to walk everywhere, so we try to enforce the traffic laws and things. So those are some of the concerns that we have. Yeah.
Have you had very many problems with personal possessions of students being stolen this semester?
If I had to say the #1 crime on campus, that's what it would be. It
would be that.
You know, we try to enforce with the students to, you know what the serial numbers of your iPod are, your laptops are. Keep them secured all the time. Never leave them unattended because they will be gone. Yeah.
So that's been the main issue here then?
That would probably be the #1 crime on campus.
Have you, there's emergency phones around campus too. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, just about anywhere you go on campus, you're going to be within eyesight of an emergency phone. Some of them have a big red button on them. Some of them have the handset. They pick that phone up. It automatically rings into the MSU police dispatcher. Okay. And we can be at the scene in just a couple it automatically tells us which phone it is, where it's at. And if there's not you can talk right into the speaker on the front, or you can pick up the handset and talk with the dispatcher. But those are real handy. They're all over campus, and all you got to do is push the big red button and we'll be there.
Okay. So if students are out walking, then they should definitely be aware of where those emergency phones are, just in case?
Exactly. And they should use the shuttle that's provided by student government. You know, we operate the student shuttle. All they have to do is call the shuttle number. We'll pick them up, take them where they need to go.
Good. Well, thank you for being with us here today.
I'm glad to be here.
We'll be right back after a quick look at weather with Haley Murphy and NewsCenter's Notices Athletics with Adrena Anderson.
Morehead State Career Services offers services and resources to partner with you in your career decision-making process with things like MSU JobLink, Individual Career Counseling, Eagles in Flight Certification Program, and the Suit Bank. Don't forget about our career fair, March 13th in the Krager Room of ADUC from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
For students living both on and off campus, come check out the new POD store, located in Alumni Tower. POD store is a great way for students on campus to go grocery shopping without leaving campus, or for students looking for a place to spend flex dollars on drinks, snacks, and supplies. Remember, if you're by Alumni Tower, visit the POD store to the right of the catwalk for products on demand when you want them.
For students pursuing a career in the medical health field, come check out the new MSU Share Building. The Share Building is located right below St. Clair Hospital on Fleming Avenue. This building will offer students the chance to further their understanding of medical health and prepare them for a future with state-of-the-art hands-on classes.
Welcome back to News Center. I'm Haley Murphy. We'll take another look at your weather here. As you can see right now, around 75 degrees and a sunny day in Moorhead. Take a look at your radar across the state. As you can see, not much going on, clear overall. Might see a little bit of showers come down from the north as the week goes on. Definitely some colder weather coming from a cold front that'll move in throughout the weekend, and we'll definitely see the effects of that next week. Take a look at your temperatures across the state. As you can see, 74 degrees around London and Jackson, 76 near Ashland, and 75 in Lexington. Towards the western part of your state, you can see around 78 degrees near Bowling Green, so definitely a little bit warmer on that side. 77 in Louisville. Take a look over here. You can see kind of towards the 70s for us. We're in the middle there. Should be a little bit colder as we go throughout the week, as I said, but a pretty day overall. Currently, like I said, 75 degrees, humidity around 36%, so a little bit lower than last week, and winds around 14 miles an hour southwest direction. So we're not seeing too much of a breeze today, just a little bit, kind of chilly in some places when you're in the shade, but definitely a warm, beautiful day overall. Take a look at your radar across the country. As you can see, not too much going on, really clear for today. We'll see a little bit more move in this weekend and definitely some storms moving down from the north. They'll bring a little bit of showers with them, but we shouldn't see anything too severe. Your cloud coverage, you can see a cold front is definitely moving in from the north down towards us. We'll see this part kind of like come our way over the weekend, bringing some frost and cold temperatures in the mornings with it. We'll definitely see temperatures around 40 degrees when you wake up, so definitely some frost on your cars, so be prepared for that. I know students need to kind of pack up some winter clothes because I know I don't have any. Take a look at your temperatures across the country. You can see towards the west, high 70s, so we're a little bit shy of that. Definitely prettier over there than we have here. You can see up north, temperatures in the mid-60s and just warming up a little bit our direction. So definitely seeing some colder fall temperatures moving in. Tonight, you'll see a low of around 61 degrees and clear. So not too bad. It'll move in a little bit later this weekend. You'll see some more showers coming and definitely some more colder temperatures. Tomorrow, you'll see partly cloudy with a high of 81. So definitely warming up a little bit for tomorrow. We'll see a pretty good Friday. Clouds and some showers might move in later in the day, so be prepared for that. Take a look at your 5-day forecast. As you can see, Friday we have a high of 81 degrees and a low of 55. With rain later that night, we might see some scattered showers overnight. Saturday, the first day of fall, you'll have a high of 75 and a low of 56, with some scattered showers moving throughout the state across the day. Sunday, you'll have a high of 65 and a low of 44, so definitely cooling down as fall rolls in, so be prepared. Monday, warming a little bit back up to 69 degrees and sunny, with a low of 40 that day. Tuesday, a high of 79 and a low of 53, so you'll see some scattered storms throughout your day, and hopefully it'll stay that warm throughout the next week, but we'll have to wait and see. So what do you guys think? Are you ready for the cold weather?
I'm not really that ready. It was so cold this morning that I had to start my car before I could actually go anywhere because the windows were so glazed over, and so I'm not really ready for this.
Fall has definitely arrived, that is for sure.
I know, I noticed a lot of students on campus still wearing sandals and like their shorts, and I know that myself, I'm not prepared for the cold weather, so I'm definitely going to make a trip home to get some warmer weather clothes.
Time to break out the coats.
I know, definitely. I saw some boots walking on campus.
Hopefully it won't rain for the football game.
I hope not. Hopefully Moorhead can pull out a win either way. And now we'll take it to Adrena Anderson with sports.
Your home for the Moorhead State Eagles, this is NewsCenter Sports.
Moorhead State begins play in the Pioneer Football League this Saturday when the Football Eagles travel to Drake to face the Bulldogs. Moorhead State's Football Eagles have a 1-2 record following a 57-23 loss against St. Francis. Live video of the game will be available on Drake's official website. Go to thedrakebulldogs.com and live audio will be carried on MSUeagles.com. Game time is set for 2 p.m. This weekend, Moorhead State's volleyball Eagles will begin defense on their Ohio Valley Championship with the hosts of Belmont and Tennessee State. The Eagles have won the conference opener for the last 6 years and hope to continue this streak against the Belmont Friday at 7 p.m. The matchup with Tennessee State takes place on Saturday at 2 p.m. Both matches will have live stat updates on MSUEagles.com, live video on OVCDigitalNetwork.com, and Twitter updates at MSU Athletics. Morehead State freshman Lena Skolin has been named the Ohio Valley Women's Golfer of the Week. She was awarded the title after tying for first out of 83 players at the Great Smokies Intercollegiate. Skolin has set a single record for the Morehead State with a final round score of 67. Her record-setting performance helped to secure the win for the Eagles in the 15-team tournament. MSU has also set a school record by shooting a 575, establishing the lowest 36-hole total for the Great Smokies Intercollegiate. The Lady Eagles will return to action October 1st and 2nd when they travel to Greensboro, North Carolina to participate in the UNC Greensboro Startmouth Fall Invitational. And now for NewsCenter's famous sports trivia. Which Morehead State head coach was recently inducted into the University of South Carolina's Athletic Hall of Fame? Is the answer A, the football coach Matt Ballard, B, women's basketball coach Tom Hodges, C, softball coach David Williams, or D, soccer coach Warren Lapkin?
I'm going to have to go with B, the basketball coach.
I think it was C.
I kind of think that C might be soccer, I think.
Okay, well, the answer is D, Warren Lapkin, the soccer coach. He actually was a standout player at the University of South Carolina when he went there. He was an All-American. He set school records, so he was a pretty big impact player there. And not only did he have success at the University of South Carolina, he's had much success here at MSU as well, being the head coach.
Yeah, I think he was named Coach of the Year twice, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was, and he's won 2 conference titles since he's been here. So, you know, the Eagles, I think they've been off to a little bit of a rough start this year, but with his coaching, I think they'll bounce back and they'll do great this season.
For sure.
And hopefully bring in another conference title.
I hope so.
We'll be right back after this break.
All that we are is the result of what we have thought. The mind is everything. What we think, we become. I'm Tony Hobbs, host of MSPR's news show, Good Vibes. Each week, I'll be sifting through hours of material to bring you the best in adult alternative music. You can expect to hear from bands such as Coldplay, Mumford & Sons, The Kicks, and much more. Good Vibes, Mondays from 7 to 10 p.m. on Morehead State Public Radio.
Earlier today, the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music held the ribbon cutting for their new facility in Morehead. The event featured music from KCTM students and speeches from those involved with the new facility, such as Raymond McClain and President Wayne Andrews, among others. This was followed by a ribbon cutting and open house ceremony with refreshments and tours of the new facility. NewsCenter will have an extended story about the opening on the next week's show.
Students running late for class better think twice before parking their vehicle in an unauthorized spot. NewsCenter got a first look at the new eyes of the MSU PD.
It's something no student ever wants to see. I see some fluorescent yellow on my wiper. With traffic on MSU's campus more hectic than ever, MSU Police Department has their work cut out for them.
The biggest issue this year, I think, with parking has been the student population that we have. Obviously, with the increase of students and the most we've ever had here at Morehead, with that comes more of a parking issue.
The department recently hired MSU student Nick Moore to help enforce parking.
I hear people tell me all the time we don't have enough parking spaces, when in fact that's not the case. It's just that people don't want to walk from the US 60 lot. Been a bit spoiled, upperclassmen have been a bit spoiled by all the parking around the buildings, but unfortunately this year we have more freshmen than anything, so you know, you got to get lucky to get close to a building. The thing with the 60 lot is that we do operate a student shuttle at all times. The buses run throughout the day, and then at night the MSU Police Department offers a shuttle that runs until 1 in the morning. So to me, it could be a lot worse.
To prevent parking tickets from creeping up under your windshield wipers, Moore says there's one simple solution.
The best advice that I can give to people here as students, new students and upperclassmen is, if you don't want a ticket, we're going to be out in full force. Obviously, if you're parked incorrectly, 90% of the time you're gonna get caught because we have to enforce it so strictly. But what I can tell you most importantly is to be aware of where you are. When you pull into a parking lot, there's always a sign. It always is going to tell you that you're in an employee lot or you're in a student lot. And there are lots that have yellow lines, and they say things like the 2-hour rec center parking. You need to make sure whenever you get out of your car that you pay attention to where you are, because I know it may be a hassle to move your vehicle, but it's going to save you a lot of money in the end.
Returning students may have noticed some changes on campus. The 24-hour computer lab that used to reside in Ginger Hall has been moved to the Library Commons area. NewsCenter's Chris Nolan Ingham has more.
With every new year at MSU come changes to campus, and this year is no different. If you've headed to Ginger Hall for a late night study session in the computer lab, you may be in for an unpleasant surprise. NewsCenter caught up with former SGA President Glenn Means.
My involvement in the decision making, I was approached by Lisa Shimwell. She approached me and asked me if this was a good decision. Would this be something that the students were for? You know, in mentioning to her, I told her, yes, I thought it would be a great decision if the library had 24-hour facilities, or if they extended the library hours longer. We had very brief discussions on this, and like I said before, we kind of knew what was happening. I feel like that, you know, things were already kind of in motion, per se. So I think the ball was already kind of rolling on this before, you know, input was gotten. But they did ask for students' input, and they asked what I thought that the students would think. And I said, well, yeah, the students would be for it if the facility is open 24 hours. And that's only if the facility is open 24 hours. Because like I said, I agree, and I think any student would agree, the library is a great place. We should utilize it as much as possible. It's right on campus. But if it's not available in the time period that the students need it, then it's not helping the students. You know, as far as, you know, sit down discussions with them, you know, that never occurred. Like I said, these were just talks in passing that we would have, that they approached us. You know, they did not attend any Student Government Association meetings where they were like, hey, can your constituent, your representative go talk to your class, your freshman representative or your sophomore representative go talk to your different constituencies to see if they would be for this. I've noticed in the past when SGA has supported 24-hour and actually paid for 24-hour facilities during finals week here at the library, that it's been very successful, and we have saw an increase in how long the library should stay open there in these times. So it's always been the question of the Student Government Association, should we have extended library hours, which I think that answer deserves a big yes.
While most students are finding a decrease in computer resources on campus, there is one group of students that is seeing an increase.
There is a separate study area for athletes. The mission is great. Of course, it's to help athletes, strive and do well academically, so they can play, in their sports. Because, like I said, within a university, athletics is a very important component of the university. This facility is located in the old Wellness Center, and it was renovated and designed. There's several key things available for the athletes over there to be able to have access to that technology that they need, and where they can be kind of go to a private location where they can get their studies and academics done.
NewsCenter asked if the lack of a 24-hour computer lab was unusual for a state university.
There's other universities where their libraries are open 24 hours. They have other 24-hour facilities on campus, and I think that's a major downfall that we're going to see is students suffering in the end because they don't have access to this technology.
Reporting for NewsCenter, I'm Chris Nolan Ingham.
NewsCenter attempted to speak with IT, but requests for an interview were not immediately returned.
On behalf of Haley Murphy with weather, Adrena Anderson with sports, and the rest of the NewsCenter team, I'm Don Young.
And I'm Nina Cottle. Have a great evening.